Welcome to Personal Finance. I am Jim Munchbach, and we're about to get started. And I am having one of those technology challenges. So you may notice I'm sitting in my car in my driveway because for some reason in my studio I lost power. So I'm sitting in my car in my driveway, winging it. So I am about to jump into the Zoom meeting. If you're uh, if you're not in the Zoom, if you're a student at the University of Houston in personal finance, this is for you. We are going live on Facebook and the YouTube right now, and I am going to jump into the Zoom room and let some students in, hoping that we have some students waiting. Uh, I'm on a very different machine. Well, it's the same machine, but I don't have my monitor, so it is different. Now I have to figure out where is my. So give me a minute here. Home. Well, I think I started the meetings, personal finance. Yes. If you're, oh, here we go. I found it. Admit all. Welcome. If you are joining us on Zoom, welcome. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Can you give me a sound check? Can someone please just let me know you can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear? Awesome. Thanks. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sitting in my car. I am having a technology challenge today. The power went off in my studio. I have no idea why, but that's never happened before. And so I had to move to my car. So I'm sitting in my car with my laptop and a camera and my iPad, and I'm going to introduce you to personal finance for day one while I'm dealing with a bit of a technology challenge. So this is life. This is what happens. So hopefully you can hear me okay. It looks like you can see me okay, and I've got the iPad presentation kind of ready to go. So let's get started. I'm going to turn on my engine because it's a little warm here in the car. So you'll hear some funny noises. Hopefully it won't be too bad. So we're going to get started with an introduction to personal finance. You are in the right place if you signed up for personal finance with Jim Munchbach, and I want to welcome you. I'm sorry for the technical challenges today. I promise you we will do everything we can to get them all squared away. One of the things I wanted to let you know is that a participant has enabled. Okay, so closed captioning should be visible to you. One of the things I wanted to let you know is on the Zoom meetings, we will have a Zoom meeting every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So I will be here. Obviously, it's an asynchronous course, which means obviously you don't have to be here. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube now, even with our technical challenges. I think that should be working fine. So as you sign into Money Study Group, the online course, the content for the course will be in Money Study Group. So if you haven't already done that, you'll want to go to moneystudygroup.com, and that's where you'll find the content that you need for the course, including some links that are pretty important for this semester. So I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go forward. So here we go. I'm going to I'll be available after we finish this Zoom meeting. Every Tuesday, I'll be available to answer questions. And I'm also available by email and text. So you should have been able to download the syllabus, and the syllabus has my contact information. And again, I apologize for today's challenge. I've never done this before. I've never actually streamed a course from my car, but it's kind of cool because now I know it can be done. At least it seems like it can be done. Uh, it's really weird though, because usually, just so you know, I have this big screen in my studio, a big monitor, and then I have my laptop, which is a nice laptop. It's a 16-inch MacBook. It's pretty awesome. And then I have this little iPad Pro, and this is what I'm scrolling through. So that's what you're seeing. But usually I get to see this big monitor so I can see where you are. I can see who's chatting. I can see everything that I need to see to do this and feel comfortable that it's a professional presentation. But I don't feel that way today. Today, I feel like I am working out of my car, which is what I'm doing, which is really weird because I just can't see. I don't have a control center, so I apologize. For day one, this could be very interesting for you. It could be it could be challenging. So one thing you should know is the audio that you're hearing is I'm using the microphone from my MacBook, which I know is not great. Usually I have a professional microphone, and I don't have that now. So again, I apologize. But I'll be available to answer questions after we finish. And you're welcome to ask questions. I will pause, take a breath, and anytime I pause and take a breath, you're welcome to ask a question. I wish I could see the chat, but honestly, right now, I don't have enough real estate on my screen to see if you chat a question in. So today, I'm going to ask you to speak up if you have a question, and I will hear you and I will answer your question. Welcome to Personal Finance. Again, I am Jim Munchbach, and a technical guru I am not, but I'm pretty proud of myself today for being able to make this come together with only a few minutes. I was only a few minutes late, like 2 minutes late. We're going to start the Zoom meeting every Tuesday at 10 a.m. We'll have a Zoom meeting. I hope you can join every week. If you can't join during the Zoom meeting, then I would encourage you, in fact, you are required to watch the live stream. Not the live stream, it'll be recorded. It is live streaming, so you're welcome to watch on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And you're welcome to watch it live there instead of being in the Zoom room. But if you can be in the Zoom room, that's where we get to interact. So that's obviously better for you and for me. But you're not required to be in the Zoom room. You are required each week to watch the lecture. So each week, as I do this Zoom meeting and I live stream it, it will be recorded and it will be posted in the YouTube playlist. If you don't know where that playlist is by now, it's because you haven't signed up for Money Study Group, which is where all of the content that you're going to need to get an A in the course, that's where you'll find it. So I've posted some links, including a link to this Zoom meeting, which is also on the syllabus. But there are some other links that are in Money Study Group in the online course that you will need. One of them is the playlist for this semester. That's where all of these videos will be posted at the end of the Zoom. At the end of the Zoom meeting, I'll just go and take the recording and I will post it to a specific playlist that is for this semester, spring 2023, just for you. So that's the easiest way for you to find these Zoom meetings and watch them if you cannot be present for the Zoom call. So that's important. To know that that's where you're going to get key pieces of information that will be relative to the assignments that you're going to do each week in BlackBoard. So just wanted to give you that. In the event that we get disconnected today, I will be posting, I'll kind of make sure you have all the information you need. I will make sure that the video is complete, and I will upload it to that playlist. So that's where, and I'll also post announcements to you. But primarily, you're going to get a weekly video from me, which will include this Zoom meeting, and then any additional little videos that I'll do to answer questions and help you along throughout the course. So I hope that's a cool way. It's an easy way for me to communicate with you. Now, for you to communicate with me is usually through the chat box, which I'm not seeing now in the Zoom meetings, but also through email and text messages. So you're welcome to reach out to me anytime you have a question or you need something that only I can help you with. So let me talk a little bit about how we're going to collaborate this semester to get things done in the most efficient and hopefully, the most comfortable and fun way for you. So over the years that I've been teaching this course, I've taken a poll, and GroupMe has won the typically it's not everybody's favorite tool. And I will ask you, like I ask each semester, if there's another tool that you like that maybe I'm not familiar with that we can use to collaborate, to communicate as a group in kind of a closed, private space. I'm open to using whatever tool works, whatever tool you like. But again, the survey says GroupMe was kind of the winner. So far, that's what we've used. I'm going to turn off my engine for a minute. So let's see if I can get my iPad to sit on my steering wheel. So anyway, GroupMe is one of the things that I think, we have GroupMe. I think I'm looking at Missional Money right now. This will be posted it's in Money Study Group already. But if I click on that, okay, it's going to ask me to sign in. I don't really want to sign in because I don't have my phone. So let's not do that. Let's just go back to this. So that link again, it should take you to the GroupMe for this semester. So it's specific to this semester. If you haven't already done so, go to moneystudygroup.com. That's where you can sign up for the online course. Again, that's where you're going to find all of the content that you need for the assignments that will be posted in BlackBoard. And one of the things you'll find once you sign into Money Study Group is you'll have these links. So you'll have the link to GroupMe, to our GroupMe. So I'm going to just see what we have here. I've got a lot of information today that I'm required just to share with you. It's kind of orientation. Some of it is required just from the University of Houston. But mostly, I want to just talk to you about the course and what you're going to learn this semester. One of the things I've found is that most of the students who take this course have kind of gone to ratemyprofessors.com. And I learned early on when I started teaching this course about 12 years ago that most students go to ratemyprofessors.com just to read the reviews and find out what other students are saying about the professor who they're thinking about taking the course from. So is that true for you guys? You might, if you don't mind chatting in, I'll be able to grab the chat after the Zoom meeting and see. But I'm curious if you did that, if you looked at the reviews in ratemyprofessors.com, and if that was one of the reasons that you thought maybe this course was right for you. I'm just curious. I read those reviews, and at the end of the semester, I always ask you to do me a favor and number one, do your Bauer evaluation, because that's where we get good feedback and it helps me make changes. Every semester I make changes to this course, And those changes are based on your input. And they're not just based on your input from the Bauer evaluation, but also the ratemyprofessors.com. And so over the years, I've been very pleased with kind of the response that most students leave at the end of the semester, because at the end of the semester is when you're going to know whether or not I fulfilled my promise to teach you the big idea in the course, to teach you the things that I'm promising you that I can teach you over the course of this semester. So those evaluations are important to me personally because they tell me whether or not I'm doing my job. And when I say my job, I mean, am I fulfilling my purpose in teaching you how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50? That's the big idea in the course. I want to teach you how to manage money. And managing money is something that requires you to do a few basic, simple things that really are not that difficult. And I'll teach you many of those things this semester. But the hard part about managing money is managing yourself. So money is tangible, but it's also emotional, and in some ways, it can be. Well, I like to say money can even be spiritual. So don't know what you think about spiritual things, but there is a spirit in you. There is something in you that drives you, that gives you purpose, that makes your life have meaning. And so money doesn't have really any meaning. It's inanimate. It's tangible. You can use it to feed people, to build countries and roads and bridges, and you can use it to build a home, a house, not a home, but a house. Money can be used for so many things, and you get to choose how you will use your money. And if you choose to use your money to do something good, like provide for your family or maybe help someone out, then money can be something that has, excuse me, money can be something that has just more than just tangible impact. It can have a spiritual impact. It can help you achieve something bigger than yourself. Okay, so I'm not going to be preaching to you about the good and evil and right and wrong, but there are certain self-evident truths that you've seen, that you know to be true. And one of them is that money can be used for good, or it can be used for purely selfish means, purposes. So you get to choose. And one of the things I want you to think about throughout the course of this semester and well beyond is, what is your purpose? What matters most to you? Because as we talk about personal finance, one of the things we talk about is goals. What are your goals? What is it? If I can teach you how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50, what good might that do in your life? I have a lot of friends. My wife is my best friend, and she's a very spiritual Christian person who she thinks about things in that nature a lot. And one of the things she challenged me with when I started teaching this course, and I told her what my goal was. My goal is to teach you how to become a millionaire by goal, because she's like, that's not a really good goal. Like, you should teach students something bigger and better than just how to get rich. And I guess she's right in a way. But on the other hand, you and I and every other human being who makes a decision, makes a choice to manage money in an effective and efficient way, if you make that choice can actually improve your life. And if you fail in that regard, if you choose not to learn how to manage money, if you choose to be ignorant about money and wealth, then your life could be impacted in a way that can cause pain and, you know, pain, not just to you, but to the people that love you, the people that rely on you, the people that will end up supporting you. And so I've seen that pain, and I bet you have too. I bet you have seen what I've seen in terms of people who just didn't manage money well. They had no plan, they had no purpose. And so, my wife and I maybe don't agree 100%, but I'm committed, and I believe it's a really good purpose to teach you how to manage money. And that's what I'm going to do this semester. I hope I can do that. I can't do it without your help. There is a lot to learn. We're going to cover a ton of information, but none of that information really matters as much as you making a choice to do the little things that you can do that become the discipline of managing money. And so I'm going to teach you the 3 laws of personal finance, the law of spending and saving. Most people spend more than they earn, but the law of spending and saving is save or spend less than you earn so you can save more for what matters most. And that's the first law of personal finance, and it's probably the most disregarded law of all. So as we work on your financial plan, which is one of the things we will do this semester, it's not just one of the things we'll do, it is kind of the big thing we will do this semester. Part of your tuition, part of what you get when you enroll in Money Study Group, you pay $79 or whatever it is, and you get the online course, and the course it uses very good technology, so you have good speed, you can access the course. It's an online training platform using Thinkific. I don't know if you know about it or care about it, but trust me, it's a very expensive platform, one that I did a lot of research before I went to building an online course myself. We just used someone else's content, Dave Ramsey, for years. And so you paid like $100 to use Dave Ramsey's content. I had no control over the content. I just had to take what they gave us. When COVID hit, I decided it was time to build my own course. It's not a cheap thing, it's very expensive, and it takes a lot of work. And so that's what you get in this course now, is a platform where I get to create and control and continue to build the content. And that's something you get. But in addition to that, you get access to the financial planning software that I use with my clients as a certified financial planner. So I'm a certified financial planner. I do financial planning and investment management, and people actually pay me for financial advice. But in order for me to give good financial advice, in order for me to really help people make wise choices with their money, I need to be able to help them create a financial plan. And so that's one of the things you get to do in this course. You get to use the premium planning portal that I provide my clients at Bayrock Financial. You get to use that in this course, and you get to continue to use it after the course. And I hope you will continue to use it. Now, I know most of you are here because you need 3 hours, 3 credit hours, and you're hoping that, and this, it's okay to hope this, that you have a course that's going to be an easy A. I know that's a primary objective for most students, and that's okay. I can work with that. And so this is an easy A course if you do the homework. The homework involves building a comprehensive financial plan. I'll teach you how to do that step by step. If you will just keep up with each week's lesson and assignment, you will find that this course is an easy A. But you'll also find out that I'm going to teach you some things in building a financial plan that you can take with you for the rest of your life. And you'll be able to keep that plan that you build, keep it going as long as you want. I'm not going to kick you out of the platform after the semester's over. So I know that's not going to be a big thing for most of you, but for some of you, that's going to be a very valuable element of this course. And hopefully all of you, every single one of you, will take things that you learn this semester, apply them to your life, and use them throughout your life so that you get to reap the benefits of this course for the rest of your life. Managing money is a discipline. It's like anything else, exercise, building a garden. It's a discipline. And the way I look at a discipline, it's a little thing that you can do that will help you build a muscle over time, and that muscle will allow you to be able to do things that you could never do if you didn't have that little discipline to build that muscle to help you do the things you could never do without the muscle. So just think about exercise and growing up. Like, I have two grandkids, and they're little children, and they have a lot of growing up to do. And I'm trying to teach them little disciplines. I'm not very good at it. I'm just like a big toy to them, and that's okay too. But a discipline in terms of managing money, it's a small thing that you can do. For example, I'm going to ask you to build a budget this semester. Some of you already have a budget, and that's great. Some of you are already paying attention to where your money's going. You've got money coming in and going out, and you're paying attention to where it's going, to where it's coming from and where it's going to. That's what we call a budget or cash flow. And that's part of this course. It's a big part of financial planning. And I'm going to ask you to get serious about that for this semester. And you're going to earn points this semester for doing that. So that's part of this course. Those kind of things, managing your budget, being accountable for your spending, that is a very small discipline that anybody can do. Not everybody does, but anybody can do it. It's a small discipline that will build a muscle that will help you achieve big things in your financial life that you could never achieve if you don't have that little discipline of being accountable for every penny that you spend. So that's something I'm going to ask you to get serious about this semester. And that covers the first law of personal finance, the law of spending and saving, which says spend less than you earn so you can save more for what matters most. The second law of personal finance is the law of tax-advantaged investing. And as we get through the course, I'm going to teach you some of the things that may seem a little complicated, but they're not. And I'm going to do my best to make them simple and easy to understand so that you can master the second law of personal finance, which is the law of tax-advantaged investing. The IRS makes the law, and I'm going to teach you that your job is to take advantage of the law. So in a legal way, not an illegal way, a legal way, I want to teach you how to take advantage of the laws, the tax laws. And so I'll tell you a quick story. My first child, well, first of all, I was born on April 15th. That's tax day. My first child was born on December 31st. What that means is when I took my child home from the hospital, I hadn't even changed, my wife and I hadn't even changed a diaper yet. And we got a full year's tax deduction. At the time, it was a tax credit. It was like cash money in the pocket. It was like a COVID check or whatever. It was stimulus check, right? That's what it was. When I was young, I was in college, had my first son December 31st. That's a tax deduction. That's what part of tax-advantaged investing is learning how deductions work. And you're going to learn that this semester. So anyway, that's a little bit of my family history. My first son was born on December 31st. My second son was born on October 15th, which is the day that businesses are required to file their tax returns. So I feel like I was born into tax planning. And the three laws of personal finance are something that have shaped this course from the beginning. So the second law, the law of tax advantage investing, is part of learning how to take advantage of the tax code, because building wealth, if you don't know anything about taxes and tax advantage investing, you're going to have a harder time building wealth, and I'm going to teach you that. The third law of personal finance is the most important, and that's the law of purpose and commitment. And that's what I was talking about earlier, about what is your purpose? What matters most to you? If I do teach you how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50, that's great. Way to go, Professor Munchbach. Way to go, you, for learning. I promise you, you can learn it. What I'm going to teach you is very simple, and anybody can learn it. And if you graduate from a business college with a degree and you're willing to work and earn and get a job, becoming a millionaire by the time you're 50 is really not a huge goal. So let's talk about that for a minute. What does it mean to become a millionaire? What is a millionaire? This is where I usually would be pausing to look at the chat. But since I'm sitting in my car and I don't have the real estate and I'm not really seeing the chats, let me see if I can find the chats. I have so many things on my screen right now. I can't even, and I'm afraid to close anything, but let's see. Okay, I just opened the chat. So, Christian, I don't know if you said 83,000 a month in income, that's what it means to be a millionaire. Is that right? You know what? If you're here, if you're paying attention to me now in the Zoom room, go ahead and put in your name and the time that you got here. Okay? That's something I want you to do every week when we start the Zoom meeting, because I won't really start teaching until 5 minutes after 10. And when you come into the Zoom meeting, I need you, it's like taking roll. I need to take attendance to know who's here. So get in a habit, please, when you come into the Zoom meeting, just put your name and the time that you got here, because I'll export the chat and I'll have that as a record for when you're here. So please do that now. If you're in the Zoom meeting, put your name. Thank you very much. And then after you do that, once your name is in with the time that you got here, give me an idea. Tell me a definition, your definition of what it means to be a millionaire. I'm able to see the chat now. I got brave and I opened up a little space on my 16-inch monitor. And I think my battery is doing okay too. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it through this day. Painful as it has been, it's just been a little challenging, as you can imagine, to sit in your car. I'm starting to get warm. I'm going to start the engine, and you'll hear some beeps, and that's my car coming on. So go ahead and give me your definition of what it means to be a millionaire. What do you think that means? Don't be shy. Go ahead and post that in the chat. I'm seeing a few names, but this tells me maybe it's possible that you're watching Netflix or you're on Facebook or whatever. That's what I'm wondering right now. If you're not giving me your name and the time that you got here, I'm assuming that you're maybe not paying attention. Okay, I see a lot of names and times. Okay, Orlando says $1 million in assets with no debts. You must have read some of the comments before, but yeah, that's what I consider being a millionaire. You have $1 million in net worth. That means, if you have a house that's worth $2 million, but you owe $1.5 million on the house, obviously that's only $500,000 in net worth. The equity in the house of $500,000 is what you own, and you owe the bank 1.5 million. That's not a $2 million net worth. So yeah, it's not about income, it's about net worth. It's about how much wealth do you build over time. And so my goal, again, which is what I think is a very simple goal, very achievable goal, is for you to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. And my definition for that is to have, like Orlando said, to have $1 million of net worth by the time you're 50. That means you have saved $1 million or accumulated $1 million in assets. And that means you don't have debt. You have $1 million in assets. Now, you may have some debt. Let's say you have $2 million in assets, but you owe $500,000 on your house. Well, that's only a $1.5 million net worth, but that's still more than $1 million in net worth by the time you're 50. Now, I'm 60 years old. When I was 50, and yes, I don't know if you're wondering, when I first started teaching this course, I thought it was kind of important to make a point of making sure you understood that I'm not trying to teach you something that I did not do myself. So I don't know if you really care. It's, most people are not nearly as personal about money as I am. Like, there's no question I'm afraid to ask when it comes to money when I'm talking to somebody about their financial future. Like, I'll ask anything, and I'm not afraid of doing that. But most people I know consider it way more private. So maybe you feel the same way. But if I were you, if I were sitting in your chair and I was a student and I was taking a course from a guy who said he could teach me how to become a millionaire by the time I was 50, I would have one question that would be very, very important to me. I would want to know, did you do that yourself, or did you just read it in a book and somehow figure out how to teach a course at a university? So no, I did it myself. And yes, I was a millionaire by the time I was 50. Based on that definition, $1 million net worth and no debt. I actually have no debt right now. Um, I don't think I have any debt at all. Well, I do have a credit card, so I have a balance on a credit card. But I will pay it off at the end of the month. I always do, unless I forget, or sometimes something happens and the automatic payment doesn't get made, and then I have to go fix that. But I have no debt. And I would encourage you to think about the benefits of having no debt. But that's not really the point of the course. The course is, I'm going to teach you how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. So that's that. So the 3 laws of personal finance: the law of spending and saving. Spend less than you earn so you can save more for what matters most. The law of tax advantage investing. I'm going to teach you a lot of things about types of accounts and how you can take advantage of the IRS laws. But the most important law is the law of purpose and commitment. And I'm hoping that you're committed to learn the things that I want to teach you this semester. And I'm hoping that you're willing to do a little bit of work each week to keep up in the course so that you can easily earn an A, but more importantly, way more importantly to me, is that you actually learn the principles and the process that I want to teach you to manage money, so that money becomes something that doesn't create stress and pain in your life and your family, but instead it becomes something that gives you the ability to do the things you really want to do in your life, and along the way be in a position to help some other people, because that feels really good. And that's a much better purpose than just making money for yourself so you can buy more stuff and try to impress more people that you may not even know. And that's what happens in a culture of consumerism. In our culture of consumerism, we want to have more stuff, impress more people, and that lifestyle is very expensive. So you're going to learn from me some things that may be considered countercultural, not real popular, but they work. And I'm going to teach you what works. So I hope that's helpful. I have 3 questions I want to ask, but before I do that, I want to pause and see if you have any questions for me. So I'm looking at the chat and I'm looking for your questions, and I'm assuming you can still hear me. Nobody spoke up today, which is okay. Um, and you're all muted. If you do want to speak up, you have to unmute yourself. But I want to give you a minute to ask any questions that you have at this moment before I get into a little bit more about the course, some of the stuff I'm required to tell you. What time is it? 10:42. We'll be done in 15 minutes or so. So if you don't have any questions, I'll jump right back in. This is one of the things I was asked to share. If you are needing help with your grades, including this course, if you find that you're getting behind and you're not understanding and you need a little help, just check in with your academic advisor. If there's something I can do, your academic advisor will let me know. But if you're challenged with basic academic things, I just want you to know, and the university wants you to know, that tutoring is available. There are resources available to help you with that, to just keep up. Progress report early alerts. You need to know that I'm part of this system. It's not really optional. I'm required to be part of this system that kind of keeps track of your grades. So if you get in a position where your grades are at risk of failing this course or another course, there's a system in place that kind of follows you around. Hopefully that's not a big surprise. But I am part of that process. Again, it's not really optional for me. They ask me if I have a student who's not passing other courses, how are they doing in my course? And then I'm supposed to tell them where you are, how you're doing, what your progress is. And so that's something I needed to announce. So let's take a gander. This is in the syllabus. This is just a screenshot from the syllabus. And I just want to cover a few things. When you do your assignments, every single assignment will be submitted to BlackBoard, okay? Your learning content, your study will be done in Money Study Group, the online course. And you'll do work in your financial plan using your financial planning portal. You'll get introduced to that week by week. Right now, you just need to know that your assignments come through BlackBoard. So you'll want to pay attention to the due dates, but here's the secret key, a couple of keys to due dates in this course. Every week you will get an assignment. Every week that assignment will be posted after the Zoom meeting. So today, after this meeting is over, if I can find electricity, I'm going to post the first assignment, which will be due next Tuesday at 10 a.m. So every assignment is due on Tuesday at 10 a.m. And every assignment gets posted in BlackBoard sometime after I finish the Zoom meeting. So you can be looking for each assignment, and this is a list of the assignments, but it's a screenshot. It's kind of hard to see, and you will see that in your this is in the syllabus, so you should be able to download the syllabus. Hopefully you've done that. Can anybody tell me, have you downloaded the syllabus? Go ahead and type that in the chat, and I'll get to see. I'm assuming you have. I posted it in BlackBoard and in the Faculty Center, so can someone please confirm that you have downloaded the syllabus for Spring 2023 Personal Finance BUSI 2200, I think is our number. Yes, thank you. Awesome. I downloaded the syllabus off of BlackBoard. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is in the syllabus. You'll see the due dates, the assignments, and so on. Hopefully they're correct. I always make a mistake somewhere in the syllabus with respect to a due date. So pay attention to BlackBoard. If I make a mistake, I'm going to update it in BlackBoard in terms of the due date, but I think these are correct. I checked them twice. When you turn in assignments, by the way, you're going to need to learn how to take a screenshot. So if you don't know how to do that, there is like a lesson in Money Study Group to teach you how to take a screenshot. And you'll want to make sure you know how to take a screenshot, because you're going to create documents each week, and you can use Word, Pages, whatever you use, and you're going to insert those screenshots, and you're going to create, then after you create your document, you're going to export it to PDF. So when you submit it to BlackBoard, everything should be PDF. It makes it super easy for me to open it and review it and grade it. If it's in a different format, Word, Pages, then my computer has to open those typically. It's not a huge big deal, but it is something. If you turn in something other than a PDF file, I'll just kick it back to you and say, please submit a PDF file. So that's a little housekeeping. There's 1,000 points in the course, 1,000 points, and this is how they break down. 50 points for each assignment. Each week you have an assignment, it's worth 50 points. Here is a very important, I'm telling you how to earn an A, okay? I'm telling you how easy it is to earn an A, so pay attention. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you may want to rewind it and watch it again at this point, because this is how you can earn an easy A. So there's 50 points every week for every assignment, and 200 points for class participation. At the end of the semester, we have a capstone assignment, which is basically, you're going to learn a lot more about the capstone assignment, but it's basically your financial plan, putting it all together and creating a report with screenshots showing me your financial plan. Okay, that's the capstone. And if you follow along and you do each assignment each week, by the time you get to the capstone assignment, it's actually already done. It's just a matter of putting it all together in one report and then getting your 200 points. It's really not difficult if you're able to keep up through the semester. So do that, keep up. Here's my incentive to help you keep up throughout the course. Every week when you turn your assignment in, if you turn it in by Friday at 3 p.m., remember it's not due until Tuesday at 10 a.m., but if you are willing to do it early, turn it in Friday by 3 p.m., that's when the market closes. That's when I have free time. I will grade your paper early, your article, your homework. I will give you feedback, so if you miss something, you'll have a chance to fix it by Tuesday at 10 a.m. And I'll give you 10 extra points. That's a 20% bump for turning your assignment in early. Every week, turn it in early. If you miss something, I'll give you feedback and I'll say, fix it. And then you fix it and you turn it in by Tuesday at 10 a.m. And you still get the extra points for turning it in early. If you turn it in late, you have 2 weeks to complete it and turn it in. And then you only get 1 point. You have to turn it in by 2 weeks to get that 1 point. If you wait 3 weeks, you get 0 points. And you get a deduction on your class participation. So that 200 points is me saying to you, do every assignment. If you do them late, you get 1 point. If you do them after 2 weeks, you get 0 points. And you get a deduction from your 200-point class participation, like 20 points. I think it's 20 points for each assignment you miss. You get another deduction. So don't not do assignments. Do every assignment. You'll need to do every assignment to keep up with the course so you can do the capstone and get full credit. It's super easy to get 1,000 points. Most of you are going to have 1,000 points. In fact, you only need 950 points to get an A. And most of you are going to earn 950 points well before we get to the end of the semester, which means my goal, my hope, is that you have time to focus on other courses where you have a final exam and where you have things that are much more challenging to prepare to finish that and get an A in that course. This course is an easy A. You'll earn your 950 points early if you do your homework and if you turn it in early. Because when you turn it in early, I'm giving you incentive to do it early so that I can give you feedback, so that you can fix it, so you can learn more, so that you can build a financial plan this semester that will help you achieve your goals, including how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. So it's just kind of, I set this up knowing that, if it weren't for the last minute, nothing would ever get done. Most students wait until the last minute, and you're welcome to do that. If you wait till the last minute and you're a minute late, you get 1 point. But if you turn it in early by Friday at 3 p.m., you get an extra 10 points. That's a 20% bump. So I hope you heard what I'm saying. My encouragement, my plea, I'm like begging you to turn your assignment in early because I want you to earn an A. I want it to be as easy as possible, but mostly I want you to learn what I'm trying to teach you. And so I want this course to be a priority for you because I believe what you learn this semester can make a big difference in your life. And so that's that. So again, here's some course links. This is in the syllabus. There's a copy of my book, which if we ever meet, I'll be happy to give you a copy of my book. Make Your Money Count. Now, these time we meet, I'll be happy. I do that all the time. So good question. Sounds good. Thanks. Okay, so these are three questions that typically I would ask you if we sat down and we had a meeting and you wanted to get a little coaching. First question is, well, these three questions are part of your homework. So because we're running out of time, I'll let you go and think about these three questions. They're posted in Money Study Group. So it'll be part of your assignment this week to just think about these three questions that I'm not asking you right now because I've already posted them. And we're pretty much very close to our time. I will try to end by 11 a.m. every Tuesday. This is a 3-hour course. You will have homework that will take you 30 minutes to 45 minutes, no more, unless you really struggle with using the tools that we're using. But you shouldn't have to spend a ton of time in this course. But what I do want you to do is think. I want you to think about money, think about the things that you're learning, and like these three questions, I want you to think about your answers before you give them to me. So I'm here to answer any questions you have as long as my battery holds, but my laptop is not plugged in because I don't have power, which is why I'm in my car, which is the first time I've ever done this, which is quite weird. But I'm going to look for your questions. If I don't hear your question, if you don't post a question in the chat, just know that you can post your question if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Post your question. I will see it, and I'll try to answer it. As we get ready to go, I want to remind you, I don't know that I covered it very well, but GroupMe is a resource for you to help one another. I hope you will all sign into GroupMe. When you have questions, look, there are a lot of students that are going to ask questions that I already covered, and I don't want to have to answer them. I want you to help your fellow student, if you will. And if you're a student who has a question that just because you were basically too busy to watch the Zoom meeting each week where I answered your question, if you would have watched the Zoom meeting, you would have known. There are other students who did watch the Zoom meeting who will know the answer to your question. And if you ask your question in GroupMe, they will answer it. Please don't email me for questions that I covered in the Zoom meeting. That will not be good for your class participation grade. Do that in GroupMe. Any question you need to ask in GroupMe. If in that GroupMe there's a question coming up that nobody knows the answer to, then anyone is free to reach out to me. I want to answer your questions, all of them. I just don't want to be the one who answers questions that are a result of you not doing your homework and asking questions that I don't want to spend my time answering. Does that make sense? GroupMe is your resource. If there's a question that's not getting answered in GroupMe, please, anyone can email me, text me, and I will get you an answer. I promise. But that's what GroupMe is for. Okay, it is now 10:58 a.m. and my low battery warning is popping up on my laptop. So, look, I'm going to show you my laptop. This is going to be weird because I'm going to put my laptop up to the camera. That's weird. Anyway, this is my this is my setup today. It's a weird setup in my car, but I'm kind of happy to know that it can be done. So now I'm going to end. Unless there's a question, I don't see any question. It looks like I'm still live on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to end the Zoom meeting, and then I'm going to end the broadcast. So if you have a question, please, now is time to speak up. I'm about to lose all power. My battery is about to go dead. Okay, I'm going to end this Zoom meeting. I got to find Zoom. This is crazy. Okay, Zoom. I have too many things on my desktop. Let's see. I think I ended the Zoom meeting. Now I'm going to end. Yeah, this has been fun. I'm still not sure. I guess I haven't ended the Zoom meeting, but folks are leaving. That tells me that's good. Now I have to figure out how to end the broadcast. Oh, there we go. I'm going to end the broadcast now. Thank you for putting up with my predicament, my technology challenge, working out of my car. I got to go figure out why I don't have electricity in my studio now. I'm going to end. See you next time.